Larry, say hi. Oh, now you don't want to talk. You've been talking all morning. What is going on, crypto fan? Happy Monday. Thank you for starting your week out with Sin City Crypto. And welcome back. I am one of your co-hosts, David. And we're coming at you live from our studio here. And it's still monsoon season, Las Vegas, Nevada. And yes, I made another weather reference. Just what I do. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer. Nothing that we say on this channel should be taken as financial advice. So please, as always, do your own research. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you to the second most dynamic duo, the Birdman and the Bird. Big Rob, what's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome! Sin City Crypto. First time checking us out, we are an entertainment-fofused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we repackage it up with animals and coffee. Now, if it's your first time checking us out, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell. If you've been here before, you know I'm going to antagonize you to hit...
Larry doesn't like to be covered.
Yeah. Larry's like, what's going on? What's that? All right. And then, yeah, man. So it's a show and tell day today.
Yeah.
We got Around the Blockchain.
Yes.
We have a Bring Your Pets to Work day.
Mm-hmm.
And what else we got?
We have Nancy Pelosi Day, Gary Gensler Day. We have Bitcoin Day. We have Good News Day and Bad News Day. Just a good day. It's a good day to start your week off with Sin City Crypto.
That's right.
If you're watching this show after the fact, after we go live, we will provide timestamps so you can navigate freely as you please. But as always, we do recommend you watch from beginning to end so you don't miss out on any weird, quirky, and funny moments during our show.
All right.
So, Robin,
What's up?
how was your weekend? How many kills you got in Call of Duty?
Oh, I actually threw down a lot of Call of Duty.
A lot?
Yeah.
Take a little break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually unplugged from crypto research for a little bit, and then.
So you rusty?
Nah, your boy always a straight beast on the sticks, bro.
Okay. No, I mean
All
rusty.
I do.
Rusty and crypto?
Oh, nah, straight beast on the charts.
Real quick, before we get into the roll call, shout out to Big Chili Willie. Starting the week off with a super sticker, $5. Will, we appreciate you. Today, in honor of allowing our community members to have their names read correctly for once, I will go ahead and do roll call. We have my boy Steph Curry first in the chat, followed by Big Chili Willie, Brokey Yoshi, AZ Chris, Marky Mark, my Greek brother Kyle, Shizzy, Stereo 2 on the ones and twos, and the threes and fours as well. Why You Loud Gang, Jimmy Mimble Wimble, and Nordy Guy, Chef Murder, Robert Salazar, K Factor, Mervin, Daniel, Sir Babe, Jonathan the Sheriff. I like that name. Fino. Who else we got? That's it. Welcome in, guys. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for another great week on Sin City Crypto. Robin, you excited for this week? I'm excited for this week.
I'm ecstatic, bro.
I am so ecstatic. I got myself a new shirt. I'll take the shirt. Polygon. Anyways, all right. Robin? Take it away.
All right. So yeah, a couple things.
Wait. Kevin B? Kevin B been in here? KB? KB Holmes?
KB? I don't think so.
Let's go ahead and...
KB! Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Now, getting into it. So, new month. I'm surprised we didn't get any big...
Hold it.
What's up?
Sorry. We have a new member, right? Or a new upgraded member.
Oh, yeah. I think a hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
He upgraded to a hodler.
Hodler.
There you go.
Welcome to the Hodler Club.
I was waiting for hit or miss to get in here.
By the way,
say thank you
to all of our members. We appreciate you supporting this channel. We love you guys. Don Rocco. Show your face. Show your face.
Right here. Hey guys,
when are we going to see a day in the life of Don Rocco?
Don Rocco, we're gonna keep it hiding. Don Rocco like to stay in the hills hiding.
Well, you're gonna give us a video though, right? We're waiting for the video.
Put it together, yeah.
Okay.
Putting some stuff together.
Like the video, put a 1 in the chat if you're excited to see what a day in the life of Don Rocco looks like. Or if you remember, you could put Rocco's emoji in there.
Can we do a day of Larry?
Today's the day of Larry. Yeah.
As long as Larry doesn't freak out, throughout this stream. He's well behaved. We'll bring him on around the blockchain too. So I'm sure that'll.
Larry's gonna be famous.
There you go.
NFTs.
Got to get at least a couple points for that.
At
You know,
least.
A couple extra points for that.
like this fool brought a bird.
2 points.
Well, in case you didn't know, my name is Robin. Just a bird's name. How you doing? So, keep it in the fam. And then, yeah, in case you didn't know, look, take a look. Pull up my laptop. So this is the Larry here. Got a NFT homage to my boy here.
we gotta give you gotta change that name. Your profile.
On what profile?
It says owned by Abe to blah blah blah.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. You know I'm a newbie in this
I got
damn
you,
thing.
bro.
You got me?
Got you.
All right, cool. And then, yeah, we'll look into this. We'll look into because we got Larry and the Larry NFT. Kind
Damn.
of talking NFTs.
Faye Wright put a 2 in there. What was the 2 option? 1 was if you want to see Day in the Life of Rocco. Does 2 mean no?
Dang.
Faye,
Okay.
you have an issue with the Don? I wouldn't recommend it. Anyways, has Faye been here before?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe not. I don't know. If not, Faye Oda! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Welcome. All right, let's dig in.
All right. So, you already asked me that earlier, and I started going. Then you cut me off to
I
do more
apologize. No more
introduction.
cutting off.
So, am I good?
You're good, bro.
All right. So we got Bitcoin sitting at 23,000, and we're still under construction on our price layout things that we were working on last week. So right now we're gonna do CoinMarketCap, but Bitcoin sitting at $23,011.47. Like I mentioned, kind of surprised that we didn't get more movement out of crypto. It being the end of the month or new month. Usually we see futures, liquidation, a lot of big moves in stock market. Kind of flat, honestly. So, we are trending, we are making higher highs on this like 1 month chart here. Take a look. So higher highs, higher lows. So we're trending up in the right direction. Taking a look at the crypto fear and greed index, we are well over 30. So we're still in the fear zone. I think a lot of people are still weary, thinking that we might go deeper into the bear market, lower lows, all-time lows, or not all-time lows, local lows where, are we going to be testing 12,000, 13,000, 15,000? I think so. I think it's still in the cards. I don't know if we'll go all the way down to 12,000. I think 14, 15, I'm kind of smelling that out as the absolute floor, but
Well, the
I don't know,
on-chain,
maybe the bottom's in, but
there are some positive on-chain metrics.
the thing is that if you think about it, if we're deep into a standard bear market, which the last 12 years kind of follows the same premise, and then you go through about two and a half years of bear market, generally between 2 and 2.5 years. And so right now, the bear market technically would have started in January.
Some say December.
So December, January, whatever. Anyways, we're about 8 months in, 9 months in. So 9 months out of 2.5 years. 2 years. Let's just put a nice round number, 2 years. And so we still have a year and some months to go. So,
But how about this? You had the 3AC catalyst, the Celsius catalyst, the Voyager, the Luna. Do you think that helped us get to the bottom quicker?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's not like Bitcoin's going to go to $500. And so is the bottom the wick down that we had at 17,000? Or is the bottom 15,000 or 14,000? At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? I mean, think about the last cycle. Did it really matter if the bottom after Bitcoin hit 20,000, did it really matter if it was 3,000 or 3,500 or 2,900 or 4,100? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a damn good price, right?
Yeah.
If you zoom out and look at it. And so in the next bull market, we're gonna look back and be like, hey, does it really matter when you have a $200,000 Bitcoin, $500,000 Bitcoin, whether you scooped it up at 16 or 19? Or was the bottom 11.5? Or was the bottom 13.8? Like, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter so much. And so Right now, if you're into crypto, you're investing, you're hodling, you're building your portfolio, absolute right time, right place. This is where the money's made at. We got Crypto RN, registered nurse,
Crypto nurse.
crypto nurse. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto. And what else we got? And so taking another gander here at the crypto market, Ethereum, little pullback. So Ethereum was outperforming Bitcoin here on the last few weeks. We were as high as 1750, and so now 1630. And it was not too long ago we were at $1,300. This was 4 days ago at $1,300. So I do think we are going to pull back. Now, if you take a look at where, maybe in the 1 month chart, all the way down to $1,000, I don't think that's in play anymore. I know David will go over these on the charts here a little bit later, but I think maybe this support range here probably come into play, $1,200. I don't see Ethereum going under 1,200 anymore.
I don't think so either. But
Yeah, but I do think we're likely to see a pullback. How far down will we go? I mean, we have this local low here, which was 5 days ago, 1350. I think that's probably more realistic expectations. But anything's on the table if Bitcoin slides under 20K again. So Ethereum is a little overextended, but for due reason. It does have a major catalyst coming up, the merge coming up. And there's been, 8 years of anticipation for this? And
something like that.
yeah, so it's been a long time coming. So a lot of people are finally finally. Now, taking a look at the stock market, a little bit of red here. We have NASDAQ down 0.5%, along with S&P 500. And not too much. I know
August is typically.
I don't have any articles pulled up on the traditional markets. I didn't see anything that I thought we could that was worthy of sharing, but basically a lot of steam leaving the housing market. And so
I believe it was down 11.6%.
Yeah,
in July.
Now, home prices are still way up from where they were, going into the 2020. So, it's still not like it's retraced. Because if you look at, say, like the NASDAQ, for example, it has pulled back significantly compared to where it was. And, this was 2020 here, or right here is 2019. So it's not far off of there. And so it's significantly pulled back. We're not seeing these kind of numbers coming in from the housing market. Now, the Atlanta Fed, here's some good news here. They are predicting, so their GDP Now model, which is aggregates data, just basically an algorithm that spits out a suggested, a probable number, which historically has been pretty accurate. They're forecasting a 2.1% increase. And so instead of printing another negative number on the GDP for Q3, it looks like we're going to go into Q3, positive 2.1. So.
I don't buy that. And of course, this gets updated every week. So we saw what happened with Q2. It started at a positive 2, then dropped down to 1, then dropped down to 0.5, and then eventually ended up being negative. You're telling me between consumer spending, government spending, business spending, and net export, you really think we're going to be 2% positive for the quarter 3?
Well, if you were to look, here's the NASDAQ chart, for example. So if you take a look at the 3-month, productivity and company valuations were down here 3 months ago. Well, I guess you'd have to go 6 months. Yeah, so here we go. So this would, be kind of the start of, I have to be 8. Okay, there we go. This is probably, so here, this is a snapshot. So this right here, what's it? March would be the first quarter. So you can see here just company performance and risk on assets. NASDAQ down significantly, obviously from here to here. And then again, the same thing can be said. So from March to June or July, significantly down again. Now from here moving on, we're seeing a reversal. So if the trend continues in the next 3 months at this reversal rate, or at least if it closes, you know, it come November, if it closes above where it was in July, then I don't see why it wouldn't. But a lot of things in play though. Anyways, that's all I got.
Okay. Let's talk about some, let's go to my laptop and let's talk about some on-chain metrics for Bitcoin. So the first thing I pulled up, this is the Bitcoin difficulty ribbon. So how difficult it is to mine a block, obviously as difficulty goes up, pretty much in line with the hash power. So more ASICs are coming online. We saw what happened when the price of Bitcoin dropped under 20K. Miners were forced to unplug their ASICs from the Bitcoin network, causing the difficulty to go down. But since we've kind of been in this downtrend since February, with a little shot up here in May, and then we've been downhill since May. But we're seeing an uptick here. We're seeing an uptick towards the end of July, so that's positive. Second thing I want to show on Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin shrimp versus whale wallet addresses. So the green line is wallets that hold at least 0.1 Bitcoin, so the shrimps. Blue line is wallets that hold over 1,000 Bitcoin. We like to call those the whales. And the whales have essentially been dumping their bags or decreasing, deleveraging since March of this year, while the opposite has stayed true for the shrimps. The shrimps keep adding. There are currently now 3.8 million wallets that have at least a tenth of a Bitcoin, compared to just 2,135 at the height of this little what is this, since March of 21. We're at close to 2,500 addresses that had more than 1,000 Bitcoin. And the flip happened here in September of last year, and it officially cemented itself in April of this year. So what I like with, or what we like to see is, if you want volatility to be decreased in Bitcoin, you want to have a bigger balance between large wallet addresses and smaller ones, retail versus institutional. If a majority of the wallets are holding over 1,000 Bitcoin, then if you have an institution, because you got to think of what people are more sensitive to macroeconomics, right? Moving money around, trying to get the best interest rate, trying not to pay the most interest rate. Those are going to be institutions. Those are going to be the whales. So if a majority of the Bitcoin is held in whale wallets, it's very easy for them not only to manipulate the market of Bitcoin, but to dump or pump up artificially the market. So when you have that retail balance and retail continues to buy and buy and buy, institutions are selling into the hands of retail, which will stabilize the market. In my opinion, that is good. Also,
Larry agrees with you.
Larry, thanks, Larry. Appreciate you. You want to put up my laptop again, Rocco? This is the net unrealized profit loss chart for Bitcoin. The red here is our capitulation zone. And you can see back here in 2014, 2015, 2018, 2019, we had this brief wick down in 2020. This was the pandemic recession. And then recently, in June of this year, we were in capitulation, and we have gone out of the capitulation zone. Typically, with this chart and this metric, when you come out of the capitulation zone, it's marked a bottom. But I want to point out, I want to zoom in on this segment here. This was the bear market of 2014, 2015. We did briefly here come out of the capitulation zone and then came right back in. So Robin, what I want to ask you is, do you think we're going to see what we saw in 2018, 2019, where as soon as we came out of it, we stayed above? Or is it going to be like a 2014, 2015? We broke above it, but came back down, capitulated one more time before us eventually going back into a bull market. we're gonna see 2014, 2015 where we exit capitulation but come back in, or we're gonna see 2018, 2019 where we exit capitulation and go straight to the top.
Well, you see, you're getting a bigger deviation. So you had way more in the cycle before. Pull that back up or zoom back in. You see the deviation from the cycle before? It was the
COVID
net
one?
profit was so much higher. No. Go further back.
Over here?
Back. Yeah. See how high up the net profit was compared to the price? And so you saw less profit compared to the price in the following one. And then this last cycle, even more so. So I think moving into the next one, it's going to be less and less drastic. There's going to be less and less money to be made on Bitcoin as it grows, at least in comparison to previous cycles because of market adoption
and
community.
And look at the trend. Look how deep this capitulation goes, and it keeps rising with every single cycle.
Yeah.
So, I was a big, the bottom's not in. We're going to 14, 15K. I kind of think the bottom's in, man. I'm starting to believe the bottom is in.
I don't think so. I opened up with the fact that we have another, at least year and 3 months, if not year and a half, almost 2. And so during that time, a lot can happen, especially if on the macro economics with legacy finance, with the global markets, we go deeper into a recession and say like nation states start defaulting. I mean, we saw the government basically defaulting there in Italy, not officially, but change of what was the prime?
Draghi.
Mario
Draghi, yeah.
So, because there's so much leverage in the legacy markets when it comes to, borrowing on dollars and with inflation, I don't know, man. There's a lot on the table. That's all I'm saying. And if with global macro side, say the S&P 500 dumps by 40%, which would be in line with previous recessions.
A big drop, man.
Well, it dropped 50% in 2008.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of people are saying that the spring is pulled back further this time because of all of the money printing. And, the scary thing is that I don't think the Fed's going to be able to bail out.
They can't.
Yeah, exactly. So if we start tumbling and major banks and institutions start going under, I don't know if they're going to be bailed out. So I think that just leads us further down.
I don't know. I feel like Bitcoin, crypto has never been through a recession. So realistically, none of us know how Bitcoin's going to react. And we can look back and say it's very correlated to NASDAQ, to the stock market, which is true. But like I said, when people's backs are up against the wall, when you're backed into a corner, you make decisions. And I think institutions, I think people with a lot of money, and I think retail, when they're backed into a corner, they're going to look at all assets. They're going to look at bonds. They're going to look at equities. They're going to look at cash. They're going to look at treasury securities. And they're going to say, what market can we either make the most money in, or B, can we get back to square one the fastest? And I think cryptocurrency is that market. And then one more chart I kind of want to show. You want to pull up my laptop, Rocco. This is from cryptorank.io. This is Bitcoin futures aggregated open interest. It increased by 34% in the month of July. 34% in the month of July. And these little color-coded bars, different exchanges. You have Binance, BitMEX, Bybit, Kraken, FTX, so on and so forth. So on-chain, looking good. Fear and greed, looking good. Interest, looking good. And we also have some articles we're going to talk about during our talking points where it's not just in the US. If we take ourselves out of the United States bubble, and I know a majority of you here on the channel watching us live in the US, but if you just zoom out and look at what other countries are doing and what the citizens of those countries are doing, this is why crypto and Bitcoin is so beautiful. It is borderless. It is not tied to one country's policies, one country's rules. the U.S. decides to ban cryptocurrency, guess what? Doesn't mean cryptocurrency is dead. There's other countries. And then just to just take a look at some a couple charts here real quick. So this is the day 4-hour chart on Bitcoin. We had this bull flag pattern mapped out. It did break to the upside. We have not tested this trend line yet. We should have done it here, but we haven't. But if you're going on a larger scale and we take a look at the 1 day, the 1 day shows the opposite, which is a bear flag. And we're still well within that range. If I hide this and I throw the Bollinger Bands on, you guys can kind of see they're starting to constrict, which means it's gearing up for a big move. And based on the longer time frame, we should see a move to the downside, and the measured move would be right around $20,000. And then jumping in Ethereum real quick. So ETH, I believe in the short term, is going to be moving to the downside. And so this is the 1 hour chart. So what I like to use here for trend is this is called the Ichimoku Cloud. And this is showing us we're in a downtrend. If I go to 4 hour, technically we're still kind of in an overall uptrend, but once the blue and the red cross, once the red cross is above the green, which is the 26-day moving average, that is a negative sign. And then once we dip below into or under this cloud, that would officially be a short-term trend change. But I want to, but as far as a price target, I just measure the depth and width of this cloud. And you're looking at between 1560 and 1630 in the short term for Ethereum. And if you go longer scale, same thing, but obviously the spreads are going to be a little bigger. This cloud here is going to be between $1,100 and $1,400. Not sure if we'll get to the bottom of that cloud, but we'll see. This typically should be support, which would be right around $1,470. It's kind of the range Robin was talking about. So overall, obviously, on a longer time frame, very bullish on ETH, but in the short term, might be thinking about taking some profits, scalping some profits, setting it aside in stable coins, and then getting ready to put it back in the next few weeks leading up to the merge. That's all I got. That's all I got. Rocco, allow us to move on to the very next segment of our show, our hot take.
That's hot.
All right. So we're gonna preface this. We're gonna preface this with this article, very short. Nearly $140 billion in stable coins poised to re-enter the crypto markets. And I just have one thing highlighted. This is from CZ. If people wanted to get out of crypto, most wouldn't hold stable coins. So Robin, the question I want to pose for a hot take is this. Is this number overinflated? So this takes into account the market cap of all stable coins. What percentage do you think of this overall market cap is sitting on the sides waiting to re-enter versus lending, staking, so on and so forth?
Here's the thing. Not everybody that's holding stable coins is deep into crypto or trading or just, you got to think there's actually a lot of institutions that are invested in stable coins for the simple fact that it's easier to transact than with the legacy finance. And so when you look at crypto, I think you should compartmentalize it at this point. You have Bitcoin, altcoins, and then stable coins. And all three of them are three completely different markets. You can almost equate Bitcoin to gold, and then you can equate the altcoins to more of like software, almost like the internet bubble of sort. Now, this is emerging technology that's going to make our lives better. However, it's still in its infancy stage, and we don't know what it's going to end up looking like or who's going to be the winners. And then the third part is that you have stable coins. And so this is more of an efficient way for you to transact on a daily basis with the legacy in mind. And so, stable coins is the medium to exchange when it comes to buying crypto. If you want to go buy Bitcoin, usually you'll load up an exchange, you buy stable coins, and then you fulfill your order that way. However,
Larry doesn't like what you have to say.
So, you got this situation where you have companies. So over last quarter, BlackRock and Fidelity, I think it was. I'm not sure who the second company was, but I know it was BlackRock, and one of the company they invested $200 million into Circle. And so
I'll remember it.
Yeah. So if you think of this, BlackRock is not trading with stablecoins. They're not holding stablecoins on the side so that way they can buy the dips. Basically, BlackRock is simply just holding stablecoins, and for whatever reason, that seems like a more advantageous route for them. And so I think that this increase in stablecoin is not just simply the sole factor of people waiting to buy the dip.
It was Fidelity.
It was Fidelity?
Yeah.
So BlackRock, Fidelity. And so how much of the percentage? I don't know. I still think majority of stablecoins is crypto investors, institutions that are looking to get back into crypto or simply just trying to protect their assets from weathering the storm from a deeper bear market. Kind of makes sense. I mean, if you sold Bitcoin at say $50,000 as an example, and you're sitting on stablecoin, do you re-enter right now?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So you're on the side. So you have those people, but then you got BlackRock and Fidelity just straight buying stablecoins. And then on top of that, you got these exchanges have grown exponentially from where they were. They need more stablecoin. And and I just think it's an emerging market. It's a powerhouse. And so because of that, you're going to see more and more liquidity or more people holding stablecoins for a variety of reasons, not just to get back in. So I do think majority, to answer your question, I do think majority, I would say more percentage at 60, 70%. I don't know. I don't have the analytics, but I think majority of people are waiting to get back in. But I'm just saying that don't discount the fact that institutions are just buying it and for whatever reason.
I'm going to disagree with this article. $140 billion poised to re-enter the crypto markets. I completely disagree. I don't even think that number is 1%, to be honest. As far as retail investors having stable coins set aside and ready to put it in. I mean, me personally, after the Terra Luna thing, after Tether depegged, for me, I'm just like, I was nervous to have my money in stable coins. And that's someone who understands the market and has been in for a long time. Imagine the average retail investor. I think 99.5% of this $140 billion is held by exchanges for liquidity. And you have decentralized and centralized exchanges. And you got the DeFi market. You got Aave, Compound, MakerDAO, all the loans that are made, all the money that is borrowed in stable coins. I think a majority of that money is there. And so for CZ, he said if people wanted to get out of crypto, most wouldn't hold stable coins. I mean, do you agree with that statement? If people wanted to get out of crypto, most won't hold stable coins?
I mean, I agree. Here's the thing, like if you got burned in crypto and say you lost money, say you're in that the SHIB pump up. Or you know what, better yet, why don't we say you got into even more speculative, smaller meme coin at the height of the market? Obviously, almost every single one of those is zeroed out, right?
Right.
And so are you gonna like cash out 100% for whatever you have left if you're done?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, sorry.
Yeah. So, I don't feel like you're going to be holding stable coins. So if you are holding stable coins, probably going to get back in.
We see a lot of this, in a bear market, fear sells and hopium sells. And so in my opinion, this article is like 100% inflated hopium. I think maybe like $500 to $600 million of this 140 billion of stablecoin is retail money that has money set aside ready to re-enter into Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins. But to say that 140 billion, there's no way. There's no way. So
what's the market cap of Circle?
That's what it is.
So Circle and Tether isn't even 140 billion. Circle and Tether combined is 120. 110.
Then you have BUSD. That's another 18 billion.
So just Tether and USDC, 110. Yeah, man, there's no way.
But to say that all that money is on the sidelines waiting to re-enter crypto,
it's definitely not. I don't even think. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't even think there's that much Tether and USDC. I'm still a firm believer that it's not they created a lot of these tokens out of thin air. Like, I know they're supposed to be back 1-for-1, but I would say they're probably only back 90%, man. I think I think a lot of those numbers are inflated.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it has in the past. And you know what? Was it Tether got sued by the SEC?
Yeah.
So, you think everyone has changed their ways and buttoned up and been absolutely perfect? I doubt it. High on crypto. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
High on.
And then a couple of shout outs. We got Metaspawn back in here. Servando been here before?
Yes.
Yeah, Servando, welcome back. And then we got Strictly Sports Talks. And let's get 60 people in chat so we can open up the club. Have a Vegas party.
75.
No, we
We're supposed to change it every week. We hit 72 last week.
Okay, 65. You can't just take a candle as the all-time high, bro. You know what I mean? You need to close the day out.
You can't
over
take
50,
a candle
60,
as
yeah.
an all-time. Okay,
Exactly.
all right, let's move on.
Larry agrees.
Wait, before we move on, Rocco, sorry. Robin found a very interesting video. All right, I'm not going to just go ahead.
We're sending stuff over to the Senate. Well,
Pause this.
most of the product that we've done.
Okay. I found this video, and
I feel like the video would speak for itself, but go ahead.
what the hell is she talking about?
Well, let's find
She's
out.
a rambling mess.
Let's find out.
Rewind it.
We're sending stuff over to the Senate. Well, most of the product that we've done is, except now what we may have added in the last day or so, and some of what we added is Senate to the bill, like a hearing. Bernie doesn't like hearing. Excuse me, Bernie loves hearing. Manchin doesn't want hearing in the bill and all that stuff. So some is Senate oriented, and then we had the family medical need. We figured if they're putting things in, then we can put something in, even if Manchin doesn't like it. So, so we are getting some bird and privilege. I think mostly we're getting privilege scrub, because privilege strike is deadly to a bill.
This is the Speaker of the House of the United States of America, the third most powerful person in the world. If the president and the vice president die, the Speaker of the House, she becomes president.
Is it? It's not even over yet.
No, it's not. Well, go ahead, Rocco, pull it back up.
Important is you have to take it out, but privilege violation can take you out. So we're again getting that as we go along as well. But when we pass a bill, then they will see it in its aggregate and
Does she
make
even know how Congress
some
works?
Quote, messaging, because that they have to take some of those things out regardless, no matter what you send over? You said you weren't going to send a messaging bill.
No, we're not sending a messaging bill, but we want to be sure that what we send is not birdable or bird bath or privilege scrub. They're the two.
Bird bath?
Okay, I can't.
It goes on. That's not even the end of it.
Guys, these are the people that are pushing back on cryptocurrency, on blockchain, on Web3, on technology, on the future. These are the people.
I'm not even trying to be funny, David. In all seriousness, do you honestly have any idea what she's talking about?
No,
Do you even know the subject matter? Like,
no, I honestly don't.
I
really
don't. And that's a press conference. That is a press conference.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Larry. Yeah, Larry.
I imagine as a foreigner, I imagine, you study a little English and then you watch TV and try to, you think your English is good. And then you don't understand a word.
Imagine like you came to the U.S. Imagine,
oh my God, I'm in
imagine
trouble.
Rocco 20 years ago came
Yeah.
to the U.S. from Italy, no English, and the first thing he puts on the TV hears is this. He'd be like, what?
That's
You know
exactly
when
why
you
I'm
get
laughing
your
my ass off.
when you get your citizenship, you're supposed to you
Take
get
a
like a
test.
questionnaire,
Yeah.
about the Star Spangled Banner and all kinds of weird stuff, and Constitution, maybe.
This one was called Inglés con barreras. You know, it used to be a thing, but no sin barrera, con barreras.
This is so bad. So bad. All right.
All right.
Talking points. So this government official, at least you can understand what he's saying, even though a lot of what he says makes no sense. So this is from old Gary the Gun, Dirty Gary. This is from his Twitter. He tweeted this 3 days ago. I was going to show it on Friday, but we ran out of time. It's a 3-minute long video, okay? We have rules in our capital markets to safeguard market integrity and protect against fraud and manipulation. If a company builds a crypto market that protects investors and meets the standards of our regulations, people will more likely have greater confidence. So this is him talking about crypto exchanges, crypto platforms. And let's go ahead and take a look at what Gary is telling us, what crypto blockchain is and what we should do.
What are crypto platforms and what makes them similar or different to other exchanges you might know?
This seems like an absolutely painful HR video, like when you get hired. You know, like you watch the sexual harassment.
Or
you watch the sexual harassment one. Quid pro quo.
No,
unwanted gestures. touching.
The health card.
Oh, man. It's like, what's a security? Brought to you by...
the video editing is not bad, though.
When you trade on a stock market, you have certain protections. That's because way back in the 20s, the 1920s, the securities markets were rife with fraud, manipulation on the exchanges. And over the generations, the U.S. capital markets have become the gold standard because investors have faith in them. They're protected against fraud, manipulation, front running, and the like. They're not perfect, but they've stood the test of time. What does that have to do with crypto trading and lending platforms? Well, these platforms, the crypto platforms, like stock markets, bring together buyers and sellers. Crypto platforms have millions, sometimes tens of millions of retail customers directly buying and selling on the platform without going through a broker. With so many retail customers trading on crypto platforms, we should make sure that those platforms offer similar protections. So I've asked our staff to work directly with the platforms to get them registered and regulated to ensure that those crypto tokens come in as well and register where appropriate as securities.
The crypto coins come in and register. Like, this is what I'm saying, okay?
They're decentralized. Most of them are.
I've said this so many times. Crypto and that market is unique. You need a whole new set of rules. You need a whole new set of an agency to oversee it. This dude is trying to fit a square into a circle box, man. Or a square peg into a circle hole or whatever the hell it is. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. It's different. And then you wait till you hear what he compares it to.
What's more, you are literally handing over the keys to your car, or crypto. Just imagine this. Imagine handing over all of your stock to the New York Stock Exchange. That would never fly. Thus, I've asked staff how to work with platforms to best ensure your assets are protected. And unlike traditional security exchanges, crypto trading platforms also may act as market makers. It means that when you sell your tokens, one of the platforms may actually be buying on the other side. Stock exchanges don't do this. They don't serve as their own market makers because that creates inherent conflicts of interest. Thus again, I've asked staff to consider whether it would be appropriate to segregate out the market making functions on these crypto platforms. Look, there's no reason to treat the crypto market differently just because a different technology is used. That would be like saying drivers of electric cars don't need seatbelts because they don't use gas. We ought to apply these same protections in the crypto markets. Let's not risk undermining 90 years of securities law. We should be technology neutral when it comes to investor protection.
You know what it should be? It should be technology agnostic. You should be at the driver's seat of this. And your old ass stale freaking laws that regulate shares of a company as far as profit and ownership of the company do not transition over to crypto.
You know, real quick, he said the crypto exchanges are market makers, right? When you sell, they buy. Have you ever heard of buybacks in markets and the stock market and businesses? How when people get bonuses, when executives get bonuses, they just buy back shares of the own company to inflate the price?
Yeah, but he's talking about the New York Stock Exchange. You know,
that happens on the New York Stock Exchange.
No, but the New York Stock Exchange itself doesn't hold stocks. They just facilitate the transaction.
Not this video though.
Yeah.
From a guy they forgot to report $100 million.
But here's the thing, like, you know, there was here in the past, if you wanted to buy shares of a company before the modern age of the internet, you would basically go to the New York Stock Exchange, and then you would say, "Hey, I want to buy some of this company," and they would give you a actual paper share of the company, you know, on a piece of paper that said how much of the company how many shares you purchased, and you take it home and you put it in your safe. And so that worked all the way through the 20s and 30s, and you know, all the way up until today. And then at some point they changed to a digital version, but the whole concept never really changed. And so there was no order books in the past. You just bought and sold your stocks. And so there was never really a situation where the New York Stock Exchange could, for example, hold stocks. They would just facilitate the transaction. Be like, okay, you want some of this company? Cool, here it is. We'll write it up for you. Here's a piece of paper. And then later on, it evolved when they didn't change it when they went to digital. And, you know, we're in a completely different territory now. We're in a completely different game. We have different you know, items at hand. So it's not just companies and shares, but you have utility and use case. And certain people, they don't, you know what I mean? Like if I want to buy Tesla stock, I'm just going to buy Tesla stock. But people are buying Ethereum and Solana and BNB, and they're buying, you know, Gala tokens and Engine tokens and Decentraland, not just to own part of a company. They're buying it to facilitate a transaction, to facilitate for a utility. And so I purchased my NFT of Larry, the Crypto Ninja Partners. I purchased that with Ethereum. I didn't invest in Ethereum. I didn't go into a contract expecting profit as they say a security is. I purchased Ethereum and I moved my Ethereum to purchase another good. It's a commodity, not a freaking security. I can't take my Tesla stock and go buy an NFT with it.
That's a good point.
It is the point. It's not a good point. It's the facts.
Okay, now what do you say? Okay, now let me pose you this question, Robin. We know for a fact stablecoin and cash, those payment options are coming to NFT platforms. If paying with your credit card or debit card is available alongside paying with cryptocurrency, can you still make that argument?
Take the paying out of it. Right now, that's the number one utility. What happens when I go to close on a mortgage and I'm using a platform that uses blockchain to store the data and to facilitate the transaction between the intermediaries, between my bank and my lender and my whoever is custodying the deed? I'm paying with Ethereum to facilitate those transactions, and then that goes down to the proof of stakeholders as a fee. So I'm not paying for my mortgage in Ethereum. I'm just simply using it to facilitate the payment. It could be done 100%, top to bottom in fiat. And maybe they come to me and be like, hey, can you give us 0.25 Ethereum, facilitate this transaction, purchasing your home? That way it's all done on the blockchain and all the data is transparent. Another example of where This is strictly utility, not even a form of payment. You know, as far as like I'm paying for something with Ethereum. You know, I'm not buying a good with Ethereum. I'm just simply using it as what it's intended to do, as a gas fee almost. I know the gas fees are going to change because it's, you know, going to proof of stake. Are they still going to be called gas fees? I think they probably will, huh? Because I mean, they're still going to have the fees. So I guess,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, you'll still pay the gas fees. So that's not going to change. And
Transaction.
so, yeah, it's just right now. And then you can make the same argument for XRP. You know, you don't need to hold XRP. If you want to facilitate cross-border transactions, you're just using the rails that is the Ripple built XRP network, and then you're paying for your transactions with the token. That's it. And then on top of that, you have XRPs building an NFT. You can make the same case for each project. And as these cryptocurrencies evolve and become more than what they are now, then little by little, they become more decentralized and they have more utility and they get away from what they are when they first launch. I get it. Maybe in the first 6 months, maybe at launch with the ICO, it's pretty comparable to an IPO. It's pretty comparable because you don't just launch Ethereum and have all the smart contracts running and NFT ecosystem. I get that. And so at face value, you can say that's a security. Okay, cool. It is maybe for that first 6 months. But when it gets going and it's working and people are using it and the utilities increase and dApps are built on it and you get away from the centralization, then yeah, it's not that anymore. And so it's in a different box, like you said. 100%, bro.
So create a new agency.
You know, I still don't think...
Are you warming up to the idea?
No. What I think is what you need is you need a committee. I don't think you need an entire branch of government to regulate crypto. You just need a committee that all the agencies agree that, hey, this committee here is going to be the one that offers a direction for cryptocurrency. And
But committees don't make laws.
No, I know. Neither do the branches of governments. They don't make laws either. Congress makes laws. And so even if you make a new branch, they're not going to make laws. It doesn't matter. And so if you have a committee and the committee says, hey, X, Y, and Z go here to the SEC. A, B, and C go here to commodities. Stable coins, your R, S, and T, you go over here. And if everyone respected the committee, then at that point, you could all agree to follow the committee's recommendation or rules or mandates. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like building an entire new branch of government just seems like I know how it's going to play out, man. And there's going to be ripe for corruption. It's going to take 20 years for them to launch that thing. I mean, they took how long to build what was it, the Space Force? And the thing is tiny. And they have such a little influence. And so I don't know, man. And then we got Voice Crypto up in here. He's been here before, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, anyways, Voice Crypto. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
I like VC.
VC?
Capitalist. Voice Crypto.
We also got Tree City back up in here. Welcome. Destroyer, too.
All right, Rob,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Go.
You made some very valid points.
Did?
Yes. Well, yes, you did. Some people might hold it to make money, but a majority of people hold ETH. Like my cousin, they hold 2,200 ETH, but 99% of that is facilitating what they do with NFTs and DeFi and this and that. So anyways, let's move on. Vitalik calls Michael a total clown. This is a online clash beef between the co-founder or the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, and MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. Vitalik has taken a shot at Michael Saylor, calling him a total clown after Saylor called The world's second largest crypto, which is Ethereum, inherently unethical. Vitalik said, why do maximalists keep picking heroes that turn out to be total clowns? Saylor has previously classified ETH as a security, citing its background of being used through an ICO, hard forks, having a management team, and more. He did an interview with Altcoin Daily. He said, Michael Saylor said, quote, for it to be a commodity, there can't be an issuer. And the truth is, you can't really make decisions. I mean, one of the fundamental insights in the crypto industry is that the fact that you can change it, it is what makes it a security. Robin, you agree with Michael here? If you can make changes and if you are the one who issues coins, are you a security?
Here's the thing. He's putting commodity in the box of precious metals and yeah, okay. Once again, you can make the comparison. You can compare a commodity like gold, for example, and be like, hey, it's unchanged because it's has, this properties. What is gold? AU, right? That's the AU periodic table. So it's at its base core, its elements are unchanged, and that's per the laws of nature and the universe. So yeah, you can't change it. I get that. However, like, you know what else is a commodity? So is energy. But energy changes different forms. You can have electric energy, solar energy, you can have all this, and those can be traded commodities. And even oil can change. You can have oil, shale oil, you can have traditional oil, you can have refined oil, you can have natural gas. You can have multiple different types of oil. So that essentially can change. And so you can have a gas company like the shale oil, for example. That's more of a new process. So in the past, you weren't able to extract oil or refine oil from shale, but now you can. And that's more of a feat of modern engineering. And so that's new. But you don't see people up in arms like, well, you guys changed the dynamic of oil. So no longer is it a commodity.
What I don't get is the whole unethical. Why is Ethereum unethical? And I haven't watched his full interview. With Altcoin Data. Did he explain why he thinks it's unethical?
So he's saying that because you have... So Saylor's saying that because they're going from proof of work to proof of stake, there is a interest at hand that is changing the base properties of Ethereum. And so a commodity at heart doesn't change. It's basically where he's getting it. And he's saying that, all of these miners and companies that would mine Ethereum, now they have to do something else. And now you have people literally purchasing Ethereum to simply make money off of it in the form of staking. And so he's just basically saying, like, Bitcoin will never do that. Commodities in general won't do that either.
Do people not buy gold to make money or buy silver to make money? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you buy gold to use it as a payment? No. You buy gold for jewelry, or you buy gold to hold it as a hedge against inflation, as a form of investment. If you bought gold at $1,000 an ounce and it got to 2,000, guess what? You're selling it. You're selling your gold and you're making money. So why is it not a security? You bought it to make money, right?
Yeah.
Why is it not a security? So
it's all nonsense. Because here's the thing, and here's the reason, in my opinion, Saylor is taking this stance, is that if you and this is what's happening in the court case with XRP. If you deem Ethereum, who has a founder that had a ICO where tokens were sold to the public, and you look at Ethereum, you can pretty much look at that blueprint and apply it to any other token. So that's why there's this big clash in the court case for XRP when it comes to, hey, the previous administration, or the previous chair of the SEC said that in his statement that Ethereum was this, and this, and it was sufficiently decentralized, because you could say the exact same thing for XRP. The roadmap is the same. yeah, the utility might be different, but from inception to where it is now, it's pretty much followed the same thing Ethereum did. So if you're going to sit here and say Ethereum is sufficiently decentralized and it's a commodity, that's right, then, you know, you gotta agree XRP at some level in some percentage is comparable to what Ethereum did.
I like when you start getting loud, he just looks at you. You okay?
And he's like, you good? Who are you yelling at? And so,
Sailor, I just don't understand. Okay, I don't get the people who are just like the toxic Bitcoin maximalist.
you don't. He literally has everything in his name, company, and well-being invested in Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin doesn't perform well, then it's a failure, not only for him, his company, his investors, his family, all of his board members, his concept, his preaching. So, I mean, I actually don't blame the guy.
No, but here, Robin, okay, if every single altcoin went bye-bye versus how it is now and it grows in tandem with Bitcoin, what scenario do you think Bitcoin has a better chance?
Hold on, say that again?
Only Bitcoin or Bitcoin and altcoins?
Okay, here's an interesting.
What's better for Bitcoin?
Okay, let me. You know what? I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that because you know what? Bitcoin is not going to go anywhere. It doesn't matter if the altcoins are here or not. I'll say this.
So you're a maxi?
No, but I do question altcoins sometimes and that ecosystem. Of course. And so you can, perhaps before the integration of Lightning Network, you can make a different case. But here's the thing. There's really nothing stopping a layer 2 from doing roll-ups in the form of smart contracts and then leveraging the security of Bitcoin and growing that way. So you can make an argument that maybe in 50 years from now, everything is run off of Bitcoin and that maybe the altcoin system that we have now never really matures because of the security that is Bitcoin and everything is built on top of that. Could be something that happens. I think it's likely. I don't think so. I think that you're going to have Bitcoin. It's going to do its own thing. It's going to be our gold or whatever. I don't think it's optimized for transactions. But, I could see a space where Bitcoin ends up being the dominant smart contract platform and that instead of having Polygon on Ethereum, you have a competitor, something similar to Polygon, but running over top of Bitcoin, which, you see the same thing with, what's the...
Monogon, okay. What's the what?
What's the chain that runs smart contracts on Bitcoin?
Lightning Network?
Oh, no, Waves? No,
it's the one that been on the news a lot lately. Anyways, why I'm drawing a blank on that. But
you sure it's not Waves? Not Waves.
No, it's the one that has NFTs and stuff. Anyways, you're seeing a ecosystem being built on top of Bitcoin. So it is very possible. It's possible that the altcoin space kind of stacks. Yeah, it is possible that the altcoin just becomes less and less dominant over time, and more dApps and layer 2s and 3s and 4s get built on Bitcoin. Do I think it's likely? No, I think you're going to have
the purists
two different
allow
directions.
it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I'm not surprised. You know what? If I was Michael Saylor and I had every ounce of my net worth and I've been on all these different podcasts, I probably would do the same thing. Honestly,
but that's if you don't believe the cryptocurrency market as a whole.
Maybe he probably doesn't.
Okay,
he probably doesn't.
Robin, is it out of the question that this cycle Ethereum leads the charge to the next bull run instead of Bitcoin? Is it possible?
I think it's possible and likely.
Okay, so then Michael Saylor, shut the fuck up.
But here's the thing. Yeah, that's
Larry.
Right. Here's the thing. Like, he's not gonna admit that, and you know what? He's all in on it, bro.
But like,
I'm all in on Sin City Crypto. And so if you ask me, hey, should we invest in another YouTube channel? I'll be like, nah. We the truth, baby. And so you get what I'm saying? Like, it's his entire company. His MicroStrategy literally doesn't hold anything else now. And no, they don't. They do not. They don't have a portfolio. They literally simply and only hold Bitcoin. That's it. And so they got to go all in. Their narrative needs to go all in. They can't put in any doubt. That's right. They can't put in any doubt. No, zero doubt. They're investors and everyone. They need to be 100%, bro. That's right.
All right. I want to real quick address something that Steph Curry said. He said something about the ETH network can be taken over now with proof of stake. It actually would cost more money to take over the proof of stake Ethereum network than it would the proof of work Ethereum network.
Yeah, if you were to take the price of all of the mining cards to generate the amount of hash power to attack to do a 51% attack on Ethereum, the amount of money that you would have to put up in the form of staking is a lot more than the graphic power. Now, you can always make an argument that, you know, with proof of work, here's where the argument made. With proof of work, not only is it you have to have the money to buy the graphics card, but then you would have to go through and set up the infrastructure and acquire all these cards and the chips, put it together, and then that whole process is damn near impossible. And you could make an argument that a nation state could essentially take over the Ethereum network by just dumping trillions of dollars into it and then being like, hey, we want Ethereum, like if China wanted to. So, you know, you could make an argument for that, but it's so crazy expensive. I'll look it up here to see what the cost of taking over the Ethereum network is.
All right, you do that. I'm going to move on. Right. Next article, Rocco, pull up my laptop. Warren Buffett backed Nubank hits 1 million crypto users in less than a month. Brazilian challenger bank Nubank has announced hitting 1 million users in the country barely a month after launching the service. This is a quote from their CEO, David Velez. We are super impressed with the speed. It was a goal for a year. Their goal was to get to 1 million users in 1 year, and they did it in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Will Brazil be a major crypto hub in the world? I think it can. Robin? I mean, 1 million users in 3 weeks. By the way, Nubank has over 43 million customers.
Yeah, so basically you had a bank that already had 45 million users, and then they basically offered crypto services, and one out of every 45 people clicked on it and signed up for the account. So I think it doesn't speak so much about Brazil or about this bank, but it speaks more about, you know,
the people of Brazil.
No, I'm just saying that you take 45 million people, just a certain percentage. Like if you took all of the people that are invested in Fidelity and you offered just straight up crypto services from top to bottom, I'd figure 1 in 45 people would probably sign up for it. It just shows you the power of these of the large customer base. Like what we saw with Voyager, who was trying to buy them out? Was it one of these big asset management companies? It was like JP Morgan or something.
Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs,
I believe.
So Goldman Sachs was trying to buy. Was it Voyager? Just for the simple customer.
No, I think it was Celsius.
Was it Celsius?
Voyager or Celsius, one of them, but it was definitely Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. So that just shows you what the power of the user base is. And so if you have all these users and you can sign them up for your platform, then why not? Larry, where
I don't know. I'm pretty bullish on Brazil and crypto.
They got parrots in Brazil, right?
Probably. Let's move on. Blockchain, and this is not something we're going to spend a lot of time on, but we feel like it's our job to make you guys aware of what's going on and to stay safe. Blockchain security firm warns of new Metamask phishing campaign. A cybersecurity firm, has issued warnings over a new phishing campaign targeting users of the popular crypto wallet Metamask. The email looks authentic with a MetaMask header and logo with messages that tell users to comply with KYC regulations and how to verify their wallets. Several red flags within the message include spelling errors and fake sender email addresses. Those are two of the obvious. Also, a fake domain, metamax.auction, was used to send the phishing emails. Guys, it is of grave importance, okay? When you get an unsuspected, and you're not expecting an unexpected, when you get an unexpected email, let's say Coinbase or Metamask, Trust Wallet, Binance, whatever the case may be, first thing I do is I log on to my account. So if I get a message from Coinbase, verify this or do this, okay, I go to my account. And if I don't see a notification on my account, I will immediately delete the email. And if you're not sure and you think you're not getting notifications or whatever the case may be, literally go to the Coinbase website or go to MetaMask's website and email them. Nothing is urgent enough for you to risk compromising your wallet, compromising your account, compromising your cryptocurrency and your money. So beware, stuff like this is going to continue to happen. It happens everywhere, not just in cryptocurrency, but right now it's happening on MetaMask. So please be careful, be diligent. Never, ever, 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 no company will ever ask you for your seed phrase, ever. The only time you'll ever need to put your seed phrase in is if you lose access to your wallet or if you lose access to your hardware wallet and you got to buy a new one and you need to upload your wallet into the new thing. But they will never ask you for it. You have to do it yourself. All right, let's move on. Israel puts the brakes on cash to spur digital payments. Authorities in Israel on Monday Authorities in Israel on Monday has input in place. Who fucking writes these, man? Stefan, man, go to grammar school, bro. Make me look like an idiot over here. Authorities in Israel have put in place further restrictions on cash payments as a mean to combat illegal activity and spur digital payments in the country. From August 1st, today, the limits on cash payments have been tightened to $1,760 for individual, and for business, $4,400. Further restrictions are expected to follow in the future, prohibiting the stockpiling of more than $58,000 in cash. The goal is to reduce cash fluidity in the market, mainly because, and here we go, the narrative that never dies, because crime organizations tend to rely on cash. You know who else relies on cash? People that can't open up a bank account. You know who else relies on cash? People that don't have identity to open up a bank account.
I don't know, man. I feel like everyone in Israel got bank accounts.
I'm just saying, just in the
Successful
broader
business people over there.
just in the broader general sense of things, they're trying to take away our privacy of everything. Whether it's spending money, how we spend our money, what we do in our homes, what we say on the phone, what we text our people. Cryptocurrency solves this issue. Keep doing stuff like this, countries like Israel, and dare me to say a country like the US. See if it'll do the opposite of what you want it to do. It'll push people away and it'll push people into cryptocurrency, which, from my understanding, is not something you want, because what you want is a CBDC. Speaking of CBDCs, real quick, Japan shelves their plans for CBDCs due to a lack of public interest. Despite testing the technical feasibility of the issuance of a CBDC since 2021, and having started the second phase in April of this year, the Japanese central bank has decided to put the plans on hold due to poor interest of the wider public. On top of that, the majority of consumers find private sector-based payment tools more attractive due to benefits such as points they can obtain and accumulate and then utilize to pay for other goods and services. I always believe the people in Japan, the Japanese people, they are so far advanced technologically, and I want to say socially too. They're not having a CBDC. They don't want one. And now you have a government that actually seems like they're serving the needs of their people, which is what government should be doing, right? They're most of them elected by the people to serve the people. Now I know I piggybacked 2 articles, Robin, but they kind of lead to CBDC. A, are you surprised? And B, what are your thoughts? Keep it real general.
Well, CBDCs are coming. So whether or not Japan decides to postpone it, and I'm in the camp that I think CBDCs are going to be a net positive when you look at it. And as long as they don't trickle down to the population, as long as you're not mandating that your citizens use only the CBDC, if you're not in a communist nation or
that's a lot of
autocratic
ifs,
regime,
bro. That's a lot of ifs.
no, I do not at any point in time subscribe to the notion that the United States government is going to say you have to use this currency only and you can't use anything else. Because in the history of our economy, we've been able to buy and sell other currencies. We've been able to use the dollar. We've been able to buy cryptocurrencies. You can buy Bitcoin. You can buy stable coins. And the only talks we've had here in the States is around regulation and taxes and how you're going to issue out these tokens as far as like how you buy and sell them. But I haven't heard, have you heard of any legislation to straight up ban a stable coin / Bitcoin or Ethereum? Have you heard any? There hasn't been any active talks in it. And so if you have a free market where you can choose, hey, I want to use this stable coin, then you're not pigeonholed. You're not pigeonholed into
I'm not
using
having this conversation with you again.
Okay, so do you think, so no matter what, if you have a free market and money, do you think that the United States government, just a question, do you think that they will simply say, hey, you're not allowed to use any other currency besides our CBDC? You can't buy stable coins.
No,
you can't.
but that's not the point.
So if that's the case, if that's the situation,
Robin, how many millions of Americans get tax refunds? How many million of Americans get government assistance? How many millions of Americans get welfare, which is also government? Guess what? If there's a CBDC and those benefits are paid in a CBDC, everyone and their mom will have a account at the Federal Reserve, which means...
Okay, but what I'm saying is that at any point in time, if you have a free market and you have the CBDC,
but CBDC goes against free market.
But what I'm saying is, if the free market is there, it doesn't matter if it goes against it or not. It's a payment option.
Larry doesn't like us arguing.
And
Larry's
so,
a good mediator.
Larry, calm down. So if you have options, then you don't have to stay in the CBDC. That's
Some
the thing.
people might have to.
Then that's their own choice.
But
in the
it's
same
not.
way, if
It's
you
not.
decide,
It's not their own choice.
if you decide, listen, if you decide, hey, when Apple pops up and says, do you want this app to track your data? If you say yes, that's your own decision. If you decide to take the CBDC that the government that tracks your data, if they decide to follow it, then so be it. That's your own decision. If you don't want them to follow it, go to Tether, go to CBDC, go to wherever you want. The fact of the matter is, if you have a free market, if you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy stable coins, then there is no control if you decide to not play in that playground.
Would you say a majority of the U.S. population is in the low class? Low to middle class?
It doesn't change.
Why does it not change?
So if does the low and middle class decide to accept data following from Apple more than the rich people? Do the rich people are the
That's
rich people
not the
so much more
point.
educated that they're like, I don't want them to follow my data, and then you got the poor people like, I don't know what this means, and they hit no. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying.
That's how
You're
poor
saying
people
you're
talk.
saying because you're impoverished that you're gonna be like, well, I don't know how to buy a stable coin, so I'm just going to use a CBDC. If people are not that dumb, I understand that there are groups of people that may not be as well informed as other people. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take a genius.
It's not about being informed. If you rely on government assistance, the government can say, we will only pay you that money in a CBDC. And guess what? You can only spend that money here, or on this, or on that. If you get a DUI, we'll take money away from you. They will have full control over your spending.
If
they
you
will have
cannot
full
take,
oversight.
they cannot take money away. They cannot
Well,
take.
of course they can. They're the fucking Federal Reserve. That's the whole point. If you have a CBDC, you will have an account at the Federal Reserve. They will be able to monitor. They will be able to cut interest rates. Add in whatever they want to do to your account, they will be able to do it. That is my point. And the people who rely on government assistance will have no choice. You want your $1,200 in welfare? You got to have a CBDC account. You want your tax return for your kids? Your kid thing, whatever? You have to have a CBDC account. You want a stimulus check? You have to have a CBDC account. That's how it's going to start, and it's going to explode.
Let me ask you a question. Is there, if